ik ben hier weer met het spel bezig. Ik wou net beginnen daarnet, maar mijn wifi... Nee, mijn livestream was uitgevallen. Nee, oeh, dat was te close. Gewoon te close. Kon ik gewoon niet via die kabel? Ik weet niet. Dus, waar is het?
That began when they engaged in unauthorized offensive operations against robots and human personnel of the Hearts Timor Energy Combine. Now I wish that I could relate that the crisis has been exaggerated, but it's not. The peacekeepers have not responded to stand-down codes, and by all signs they appear to be replicating at a precipitous rate. Now what I can promise, can absolutely assure you, is that I am already devoting every possible resource towards reaching a speedy conclusion to this issue. So when you hear the bad talk about us against this company in the days, maybe weeks to come, just bear in mind that we will get past this. And a day's coming when none of this will matter.
Peacekeepers. That's what they called their machines. They were built for war, not peace.
Eindelijk, ik ben erop geraakt. Het lukte me niet. Dus, wat? Dus eigenlijk zouden ze voor vrede moeten zorgen.
Snow. It's not getting any warmer out here.
Maar ja. Volgens mij ga ik wel dingen vinden. Dat ik ga moeten doen. Zoals vechten. Denk ik toch. Oeh, net nog kunnen nemen. Anders zou ik dood geweest zijn volgens mij. Nee, andere kant, zei ik u. Ik weet niet waarom deze... Misschien is het mijn controller. Oh, cool. Sneeuw. Veel sneeuw. Wie weet, opeens zit hier opeens een monster. Geef me dit, wat zit hierin? Niet via. No. Als dat ding echt naar hier komt, dan ben ik... Oh. Close. Te close was. Dus ik neem nu... Oh, waar? Dus ik ben er. Zo.
A way up. All it takes is a few good handholds. All right, made it. What do I go find?
All data has been erased from this device. Do you wish to deploy alpha privileges to recover purged data?
Oh yes, I believe I do.
The file has been recovered.
Okay. What is a database? What? Data opslag. Waar moet ik zijn? Oh, hier, daar.
Elizabeth, good to, it's been years.
Where's your legal team, Ted?
No need. I dropped all 18 lawsuits the moment you landed. I assume your data confirms this.
Alright, this promises to be interesting.
Perhaps we could have lunch brought in. You know, get reacquainted.
I know you, Ted. You screwed something up, something big, or you wouldn't have eaten the crow necessary to get me here. So, spit
Ted.
out.
There's a glitch in the chariot line.
You're killing robots?
Peacekeepers, yes, those.
So shut them down.
Obviously, Liz, we would, if we could. They're not responding.
Are you telling me a swarm has gone rogue, Ted?
It's worse than that.
Show me the data then. And I'll take that lunch. Alone.
Ted Faro brought Elizabeth Sobek here, but they hated each other.
Dus,
Another phone has been recovered.
ik weet niet waarom, maar volgens mij was het...
This isn't a glitch. It's a catastrophe.
Fully aware. It's bad.
Bad?
Jesus, Liz.
It's not bad, Ted. It's apocalyptic. You built a line of killer robots
Peacekeepers.
that consume biomass as fuel,
In emergencies.
and you made them capable of self-replication.
Limited, self-manufacture, controlled.
Not anymore. The glitch severed chain of command. The only nation this swarm answers to now is itself.
You think I did?
Everything else is just food. And at the rate it's replicating, Ted, it will strip the Earth bare in 15 months. We're not talking fall of civilization. We're talking extinction.
I get it, Liz. So how do I stop it while it's contained?
It's not contained. It can't be.
You know what I mean?
Some kind of power cell.
Whatever you
I wonder what
recommend,
it's
I'll
for.
do.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Ted.
Ik ben naar hier gekomen voor iets. En dan ga ik riskeren dat mijn dood riskeren hier. Ik riskeer mijn dood, mijn leven
The
bijna.
world of the old ones fell, but life went on, or we wouldn't be here.
A final phone has been recovered.
Ik zag het net. Geef het, gimme.
Project Zero Dawn. Jesus, Liz. There has to be another way.
If there were a nicer way to fix your mess, I would have proposed it.
But this? This?
Dat is haar
When I
moeder
asked
volgens
you
mij.
to find a cure, I didn't expect it to be worse than the disease.
It's not, Ted. It may be grim,
En dat volgens
but
mij
it's our only chance.
haar vader.
Now sign the proposal.
Sign it? I can't sign that.
Yes, you can.
Shine it, you stupid ass.
Liz, I cannot in good conscience sign that.
You've got a choice, Ted.
I know.
I'm speaking to you from a VTOL en route to U.S. Robot
Hij
Command.
heeft nu een deze kans.
In 15 minutes, I meet with General Harris and the rest of the Joint Chiefs.
What?
Ja, nu zit zeker in de kont. Ai.
Now, your choice is what I tell them. Sign, and I'll tell them the wealthiest corporation on Earth has guaranteed the funds necessary to build Zero Dawn.
Dat is weg.
Exactly as I've designed it.
Dus recht.
Don't sign,
Hi.
and I will make sure they and everyone else on this planet knows the real cause of the glitch.
Jesus, Liz. You don't have to threaten me.
Waarom kan ik die niet opdoen? Oké, beter. Bedankt.
Look on the bright side, Ted. From here on out, you
Dang
get
it.
to do what you've always been good at. Footing the bill while others get their hands dirty.
Oeh, dat is niet dan. Is er nog iets? Nee.
What made her solution so terrible? What did she do to stop the robots?
Executive access detected. Express lift opened.
Oh, nu kan ik er door.
This doesn't add up. Sobek couldn't have been my mother. She lived ages ago. All this searching, and I'm still no closer.
That's your reaction to everything you just learned? To whine like a spoiled child?
You should really try talking that way to me face to face.
As you wish. Do you really have no idea how monumental are the discoveries you just made, Aloy? I expected more of you.
So, you have a face. Got a name to go with it?
Luna.
Of all the questions you could ask right now,
Wait.
that's the one
Wait.
to choose.
Nee. Mijn zusje is er weer.
Decades searching the ruins of the older ones, trying to solve the mystery of what happened.
Luna.
For years, I've suspected
Ik heb die niet.
robots destroying their
Ik heb die niet, dus ga nu uit mijn kamer.
and in minutes, you uncover more ancient knowledge than I've had in a lifetime. And what you want to know
Dat is niet mijn
is my
probleem.
name.
Ik heb de...
Silence. That's my name. Now, why don't you try asking another question? Something less trivial.
Ik zeg het slim, mens. Ik zie je punt. Ik begrijp het niet.
You have no idea what I've been through. How hard it's been. My whole life, I grew up not knowing who I am or where I came from, and then come the Eclipse trying to kill me just because I look like this Elizabeth Sobek woman.
And they killed the man who raised you and you found in the mountain as a baby. I already know this through your focus.
The point is, every time I take a step forward, the answers slip farther from my grasp. You just don't understand.
It's not that I don't understand, Aloy. It's that I don't care. If the answers keep slipping away every step you take, then you best start running to catch up. Maybe then you'll realize just how big your problems really are.
What exactly are you talking about?
You've chased a personal riddle into a crowd of larger mysteries. The common thread is your connection to Elizabeth Sobek.
But what is that connection? She couldn't have been my mother if she lived centuries ago.
We don't know the connection yet. The only way to find out is to keep going, to keep making discoveries. Thanks to you, we've only just now learned that Pharaoh robots once threatened to end life on Earth.
But it didn't happen. The Old One's civilization was destroyed, but life was saved.
Obviously. So, what did Elizabeth do? How did she stop the robots before all was lost?
What was Project Zero Dawn?
Exactly the question. Now, are you ready to go get the answer?
Of course I am.
Then why are you still standing here?
Not so fast, Silence. You've got some explaining to do.
I've told you quite enough. If you still got questions, be quick about it and stop wasting my time.
Who are you, Silence? And what are your intentions?
You really need to make this personal? I'm a lone wanderer who left his tribe behind a long time ago. An explorer of forbidden places, a searcher of lost knowledge. Exactly as I said.
Why do you know so much about the Eclipse?
I happen to know a lot about a lot of things. If what you're really asking is whether I work for the Eclipse or anyone else, I don't. I'm nothing if not independent. Now that's enough talking. Be on your way.
Oh no. I'm just getting started. You've been getting a free ride on my focus, risking nothing while I risk everything. All I have to do is take this thing off my head, and you'll be blind, deaf, and dumb. So quit complaining and answer my questions.
Very well. Proceed.
You said you've known for some time that Faro war machines destroyed the civilization of the Old Ones.
The evidence pointed that way. But until now, I never knew the full scope of their danger. That they could process organic matter into fuel, or that the Horus class could manufacture more robots. Like a cauldron on legs.
But the robots we've seen so far, the Corruptors and Deathbringers, they don't do those things.
Not yet, anyway. So far, we haven't encountered any that are undamaged. At full power, who knows what they're capable of?
Dus. Zij zijn nog niet in volle kracht. Maar ja, dan mijn rijdier, ja. Die kan mij dan gewoon in één slap vernietigen dan.
So far as I can tell, the Eclipse are just following orders. It's Hades who wants me dead. Who is he?
I don't know. The Eclipse described him as a buried shadow, some kind of devil.
That thing that spoke to me outside, that made that focus explode. That was Hades. It didn't seem like a person or a machine. More like a phantom. With a terrible voice.
All that's certain is that he wants you dead.
Because of my connection to Elizabeth. Has to be.
Hades is using the eclipse to resurrect feral robots.
But if Elizabeth found a way to stop them centuries ago, if she made special weapons, maybe Hades is worried I'll do the same thing.
In some of the ancient data I've recovered, there are hints of so-called super weapons being developed. Maybe to stop the robots, the civilization of the old ones had to destroy itself.
You've been using my focus to spy on me. How's that possible?
Every focus emits a signal, a voice, that only other focuses can hear. I know how to string those voices together, how to make them talk to each other, to communicate, even over vast distances.
How do you learn to do that?
Years of study and experimentation. In principle, it's not so different from how you override machines. I override focuses.
And you can spy through other Eclipse's focuses too.
Usually. All I'll say is that overriding the connections is complicated.
Oké. De laatste.
Is there any chance that Elizabeth Sobek could still be alive somehow?
It's highly unlikely, but not impossible. Some of the ancient data I've recovered includes mentions of life extension techniques. Pharmaceuticals mostly, an ancient word for medicine. But some were still trying to perfect ways of freezing and unfreezing people.
Freezing and unfreezing people?
Cryogenics, they called it.
Zo is volgens mij Liddelipe van 3 jaar geleden naar hier kunnen komen.
But there were problems with it. Given Elizabeth's technological acumen, I can't definitively rule out that she found a way to make herself immortal. But this is speculation. Wasting time.
Elizabeth told Ted Faro she was headed for a place called U.S. Robot Command to tell people about Zero Dawn.
The place still exists as a ruin. The Asaram call it the Grave Horde.
Grave Horde? Cheery name.
You'll find it in the eastern mountains, buried under the tangled coils of a metal devil, or a BOR-7 Horus, rather, as we're learning to call them. I'll contact you when you get there.
I can't wait. Someday we'll meet in person?
Oké, ik ben op 12... Dit ding heeft 12 verdiepingen. Ik wil wel andere dingen zien, hè. Oké. Dan gaan we maar naar beneden.
Well, getting down will be a lot faster than getting up here at least. U.S. Robot Command next. To learn the secrets of Zero Dawn.
Oh. Waarom kan ik... Oh nee. Ik ging zelfs niet eens. Ik ging gewoon naar ergens anders. Ik gleed uit. Ik gleed gewoon uit. Jullie zagen het normaal.